up, y'all? It's your girl Jayla D from Hair by Jayla D, and I'm back at it with another tutorial. Today we're going to be doing some spring twists from Toyotress. They are going to be some 12-inch crochet spring twists. And right now, as you can see, I'm blow drying my client's hair. She was freshly shampooed. Now that it's dried and straightened out, I'm going to add my Blue Magic as a barrier between her hair and the synthetic hair so that it won't cause any breakage. And I'm just coating her hair real good. Gotta get those ends right. And now I'm just gonna pre-part it for where she wants her part to be with her crochet braids. She wanted a side part, had to look in the mirror to make sure she was good. And now I'm going to do this braiding technique where it looks like you have individual braids, but it's really all kind of cornrowed together. All you're going to do is start parting your sections horizontally, and then you're going to part vertically to get you some squares in the size that you need. I'm going to take my Shine and Jam to smooth those edges out. And I'm just going to start doing a regular overhand braid. After I do that overhand braid, I'm going to part another square out. And then I'm just going to kind of connect that first overhand braid into the second overhand braid, like so. And now I'm just going to take that last section and going to connect them all together. And you see how it kind of creates the illusion of box parting, but they're all connected. And I'm just going to continue to do that for the rest of this front section. So this is how the front looks when you're finished making those box parts. Once the hair is crocheted, it's going to give the illusion of individual crochet braids. And next, I'm going to take the ends of those box parts and connect them with some cornrows, going straight back. One of the tricks to a flawless install is once you get to the end of your braid and you move on to the second braid, you connect those ends back up into the braid. So you won't have such a lumpy bottom portion of your crochet braids. So here I'm just braiding all the way down to the end. Like so, like that. Shout out to Tabitha Brown. And as you can see, I took that end and hooked it right up into the next braid. So you want to make sure you do that from both sides, going towards the middle, so that when you get to that last middle braid, you can connect both ends up into that braid, so you'll be left with one piece. And this is what your braiding pattern should look like. Now I'm just going to take my latch hook and crochet that end and weave it through her braids. And you know we can't forget that Hair by Jayla D oil. Ooh, it smells so good. I'm just giving you another look at her braiding pattern one more time. This is what it should look like. So now I'm going to take my Toyotress hair. This is the spring twist hair, and it is so lightweight. And I'm going to be using it in the color 1B. Look at that. Look at how springy they are. I love it. They're so cute. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, in each of those boxes, you're going to crochet 1 spring twist. So it looks like it's coming right out of the box part. You don't want to do any more than 1 because then it won't look natural. What's crazy is I was a little concerned about the braids showing in between, but once you put those crochet braids in, you can't even see it. This is pretty repetitive, so I don't want to talk too much, but you guys get the idea. So this is what the front is looking like so far. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? How you can't really see the braid. The front isn't too full, but it's just right, as if she had individuals crocheted in the front. And now we're going to go ahead and do the back. You always want to make sure you start with your crochet braid all the way open. And then you'll close it to pull through the braid. I personally like to do the bottom row first and work my way up. That way I don't have to lift or clip too much out of the way. I can kind of just work my way towards the top. I also like to leave that back half portion for last because I want it to be balanced with my front portion. So when I do my front portion first, I can see if it's going to be full or too full and kind of work my way up. As you can see here, I'm using my finger as a guide so that I can make spaces in between the twists so it won't be too full. One of the things that I really don't like personally as a stylist is when people get crochet braids and they look too full, so it looks very unnatural. So as a rule of thumb, I like to use my index finger to space out my crochet braids for my placement. I also stagger them in between. So as you can see, I'm gonna put my next braid, on the next braid beside, I'm gonna put my next twist in between those gaps that I made on the other braid. It's like I'm staggering it. And you can kind of see right here what I'm doing. So now that we've got all the twists in, I'm just going to go back through and look and see if there's any gaps that I need to cover. As you can see right here, near that section where the hair separates from the cornrows and the box plaits, I'm just filling in those gaps around where her side part is so that everything will be covered and it will look natural. As you can see, this is how it looks. One thing that I know about this particular client, she doesn't like her hair too long. So what I ended up doing was cutting it into like an asymmetrical bob. It was cute like this, but I know for her, she didn't like the way that it would feel on her neck. So we're just gonna do some cutting, a little snip here and there. So she wanted like an ear length, almost asymmetrical bob. And what's great about this hair, even if you cut it, it stays twisted. You don't have to worry about any frayed ends. They still look natural. They're still lightweight, still very springy. And I love it. We're just gonna keep cutting away till we get that perfect bob shape. So here's the finished style. We did an asymmetrical bob with these twists and cut a few pieces to frame her face. If you guys want to see more styles like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram to see what we've been cooking up in the salon.